if you look really closely, you can see that's one star, and that's another one. I'm not going to be out here all night, of course. It's a bit chilly out here anyways. But, you know, sure does look pretty tonight, don't it? I mean, I guess technically it's not night yet, but... Oh, but look at this. It's 8 p.m. It may be spring, but I don't care. 8 p.m. sounds like nighttime to me. Anyways. Yeah. Ignore the crinkling in the background. I definitely did not just order some stuff. Anyways. Yeah. Anyways, I might just stay out here until maybe I see 5 stars. I mean, yeah, 5 sounds like a good amount. Or maybe 3. I mean, 3 is usually a good. Let's see. Should I go by video game stars or critic stars? You know how in most video games, especially mobile apps, there's usually like 3 stars. But on like other things, it's like 5 stars. I don't know. I might go for 3. I guess it depends. Just gotta wait for like one more to appear, and I don't know. Anyways, so here's a little. Oh, let me just close this. Was watching Moral Oral just a minute ago. It's a pretty good show. I recommend giving it a watch. You can actually. Well, I'm not gonna. Never mind. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. For the past couple days, I was actually worried that I had kidney stones. Yes, I know, that's a little TMI, but it's an interesting story, trust me. Oh, sorry. You think there wouldn't be as much driving by now, but whatever. Anyways, I'll try to keep it short. I want to say about a week ago. Actually, wait, no. Let's go back a little farther than that. April 20th, just last month. So, I woke up one morning, I found a tick. I dare you to guess where I found it. It was somewhere very intimate, let's just say. Like, the last place you'd expect a tick to latch onto. So, I ripped the little bastard off, head included, and, afterwards I looked up the symptoms for Lyme disease, because I was curious, like, was I okay? Did I have to get checked out? And I know, Googling symptoms for sicknesses and all that, I know it usually leads you down a pretty bad rabbit hole, you know? Usually Google and other websites make it sound a lot worse than it is, and hell, sometimes you even get... What was that? I hear meowing. Is that... Well, whatever. It's probably just baby. Excuse me. Anyways, I was starting to get really worried that I had Lyme disease, but about like a week later and 2 weeks later, I realized I checked the bite pretty much all the time. I read that, hey, fun fact, if you ever get a tick bite, you usually get like little rings around it, get kind of like a target. That's like a good sign that it's, I guess, spreading. I can't remember everything the article said, but if you ever get bitten by a tick, whether you get the head out or not, just keep an eye on it just in case. Anyways. Then around May 1st or May 2nd, again, it was about like a week ago, I'm kind of just hanging out in bed. All of a sudden, I feel this weird pain in my crotch. And I'm thinking, oh no, because like, that was in fact where I was bitten, yes. I don't know if that was obvious, but anyways. I figured that was a symptom of the bite for one reason or another, so I started looking up symptoms again for Lyme disease. But then, eventually, the pain started just happening, well, somewhere below my stomach. Like where the kidneys and the bladder ought to be. And, oh yeah, by the way, the headache's gone, by the way. Just wanted to get that cleared up. My brain feels fine. Anyways. So wherever the kidney and bladder ought to be, it started really hurting there. And then I looked up what the hell that could be. And I found this article on kidney stones. See, that's. Anyways. So for the next few days, I figured, okay, I really don't want to get them surgically removed, because, I mean, I'm sure my insurance would have covered it, but I really, really didn't want people digging around in my, in my bladder or my kidney. I didn't want to get cut open is my main point. So, I figured I would just get like a doctor's appointment, but customer service and all that was a total And it probably, and you know, the fastest appointment they probably would have hooked me up with probably would have been like weeks or maybe months later. You know how doctor shit is. Anyways, I figured, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna let them pass on their own, because, well, I really, I just don't want to go. I just didn't want to go through all the the medical rigmarole. So, but for the next few days, I was putting up with these weird, painful feelings where, you know, where, and I was drinking a lot because I read on the article that, hey, if you drink a lot of water, then that helps, sort of. And here's another thing: if you eat like a lot of salty food, then that's sort of all the salt and sodium or whatever kind of builds up in your kidneys, and that's where kidney stones come from. There's more to it, but that's just what I remember. Anyways, eventually, I told my mom about it through text. I was just complaining to her one day, and naturally, being the mom she is, she felt bad. Eventually, my aunt caught wind of it. Most likely, my mom told her about it somehow, or maybe she told my grand. I actually asked my aunt about it, how she found out. She said, "Oh yeah, well, what your grandma told me," and then I realized, oh yeah, I guess mom told grandma, then grandma told auntie. All right. Anyways, I told her that I was gonna get like a doctor's appointment, but it just didn't work out. So then she insisted, well, I'm gonna take you to urgent care. They can look you over. So she drove me all the way to urgent care, and well, after they gave after a couple of urine samples and after they X-rayed me to see what was going on inside me, they eventually came back to me and said, okay, we've got good news and bad news. The good news is you don't have a UTI and you don't have kidney stones. Hooray! The bad news is, well, there was a reason for the pain I was feeling. Turns out I just had some gas left over, as well as some other junk that's just kind of sitting in my intestines, you could say. So I just got to eat more fiber to wash it all out. That would make sense. So after that, it's like a weight was taken off my back. So that meant I didn't have to worry about squeezing rocks out my dick. Pardon the mental image, but And then I remembered. Here's a fun fact: most people who are like maybe, like I think around 30, I think that's when you start getting kidney stones. So, and last time I checked, I'm 20. So got 10 more years, I guess, but I don't know. I guess it depends on what you eat and how much of it you eat. So, whatever. So I guess I worried over nothing. Just got to eat a whole lot of prunes, I guess. And I think the reason for all the trapped gas and whatnot is because I bought like two really big. Excuse me. See, I bought like two really big bags of carrots from Price Chopper, I think last month, and well, I've kind of been eating them ever since. And when I told the doctor this, she told me, well, whole carrots are pretty hard to digest, and they were raw carrots too. So I guess that did explain some things. I thought carrots were good for fiber for a little while, but no, it turns out they're pretty hard to digest. Oops. Well, I guess they're healthy in moderation, of course, but two big fucking bags of whole carrots that, like, some of them were as long as my laptop is wide, So like, ugh. Yeah, I guess that was an oopsie on my part. Sorry if this video was really gross. Just felt like telling the story, because how many stars we got now? We still. Sorry if it's a little blurry. Come on. Focus, damn it. Yeah, that's. Oh, God! Okay. See, just 2 stars so far. You'd think more of them would appear by now. Maybe on this side? Because less light over here. Alright, that's all.